So I'm sitting here on vacation in Florida, Panama City, and I want to start doing more Survivor rants and top fives and top tens. I most recently did a top 10 of the top 10 survivors that will never play Survivor again. I thought that was pretty interesting. Now I want to do a top 5 on the top 5 overrated survivors. Now, you may notice I've dyed my beard. I like to keep it spicy every once in a while. You know, I still go out. I want to look younger. So if you think that that's weird, whatever. Now, I got 2 people on this list that's considered legends. But I'm going to explain to you why they're overrated. Both of them only got to their status by one thing that they've done. And to me, because of how big they became, it's overrated. Now, most of these people, with the exception of one, is people that are well known. And you'll understand which ones I'm talking about now when I get to the one that's not that well known, but he won his last season. All right, number 5. Now, this one's going to get me a little slack, I'm sure. I just did a podcast with him. And some people probably agree with me. Most probably won't. He is a legend, and his name is Johnny FAIRPLAY. Now, the reason I say Johnny FAIRPLAY, because he was so big at one point when he got off the season. It was crazy. He did other shows. He did all kind of events. I'm sure he had lots of fun. But Johnny did one thing. He's one of the players that did one thing that made him who he was. Now, take away his grandmother dying scene. Take that away. Then who is he now? He doesn't even play again, right? No, he doesn't. So he did one thing that made him a legend. Now, it was one of the greatest, maybe, arguably, the greatest move in Survivor history. I think it's one of the greatest. If you ask me, I'll say it is one of the greatest. But you know, that one move doesn't make him a great player like they think. No, he's going to have an opportunity to show what he has, I think, pretty soon. I think. I don't know for sure. But I think they'll do a Legends, and then he'll have an opportunity to show people what he really has besides a gimmick. And that's what it was. It was a gimmick move, a wonderful, great move. Wish I'd have thought about it. But you know, and if you ask, do you know Johnny FAIRPLAY? People are like, oh, I don't know. Oh, the one that said the dead grandma thing. Oh, okay. I know him. Yeah, I know him. So that's what they know him from. If you take Russell Hantz and you put Russell Hantz back in the day when Johnny played, I would be so damn popular. I'd be president of the United States. So, you know, he was one of the first to ever really play back in the day when they didn't play at all. So I say number 5. Sorry, Johnny, but I got to say it. Johnny FAIRPLAY. Okay, number 4. Chris Underwood. Now, I think that the only reason I put him in here is because it's recent and the most controversy of a winner in the history of the game. People ask me all the time, what's the hardest thing about Survivor? It's not the food. To me, it's not the elements. It's not eating. It is the mental aspect of the game. Now, when you can go the whole game, damn near, and then you come back in the game and never had to play, and you win, that's a slap in the face to the ones that really play that game. I think it's a bad concept. I don't think it works. It's a different show. Like Jeff tells me all the time, that's a different show, Russell. There's a flaw in the game. That's a different show. I want the fans to be able to vote. That's a different show. Well, what the hell is what's happening? It's turning into a different show. So you have someone that didn't even have to play strategically, comes back in the game and wins. So that gives him a spot for number 4 overrated player in the history of the game. Number 3, Tony. Now, everybody knows his bag of tricks, and everybody knows his spy shack. To me, that's just craziness. Like, you name something, what are we doing? Big Brother now? We name it, like naming alliances and stupid stuff like that. We name something that we're doing and all of a sudden it's a big deal. Like people do that all the time. You telling me that people ain't had spy shacks? No, the smart ones don't tell the cameraman about it to where the cameraman don't film it while it's happening. The smart ones do it without naming it. The smart ones have that bag of tricks and something already in there. Idols found without clues that I play. I don't have to name the bag. I mean, come on, man. Because I can guarantee you some things happen out there. For instance, Brandon, when Brandon played, you see Michaela bending down, right? And then you see Brandon's eyes through bushes. Come on. That's editing. You see Tony in his spy shack looking. Really? I mean, how many people do you think tried to spy on people? I think Tony's game was a lot similar to yours truly. But he won his season because the second place guy, I don't even know his name, the Asian kid, was too dumb enough to know that he had to bring someone else besides Tony, right? Or Tony wouldn't have won. Now, Tony played recently, looked like a crazy person, running around, hollering like a llama as soon as he gets on the island. Game changers. Now, Tony's is playing right now in winners that I hear. I don't know if that for sure, but I hear that he is. And we'll see. We'll see. I think he's overrated. Let's see how good he does in the game. I don't think he's going to do well at all. So that's going to prove my point that it's overrated. It's going to get to a point to where Tony's not even going to be on the list of any player that's strategically good at all. They're going to just think his season was flawed. So that's it. Tony, you're number 3 on my list. And number 2 is Rob C. Not getting it confused with Boston Rob. A lot of you probably think, oh, he's going to have Boston Rob in this list. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Just because I don't like him in the game? I don't mind him personally, but in the game of Survivor, we don't get along. But he's still a solid player. Rob's still a legend. Now, it's depending on what's going to happen. I know he's out playing right now. What happens with him there? What happened if he go home early again? I mean, I don't know. Then we discuss that. I'll be discussing that kind of thing on my when they do season 40. I'm going to be reopening my podcast, and we're going to discuss the entire season. Once a week, I'm going to be doing a show. So anyway, we have Rob C. Rob C wouldn't even be mentioned as a legend if he wouldn't have done his podcast. This is the other one I was talking about. He wouldn't even be in the conversation if he wouldn't have a podcast. So his podcast is literally putting him into legendary status. Come on. I watched his season. I didn't watch his season a while back when I called him a legend. Now watch this season. He flip-flops. He goes from alliance to alliance. Now that could be called a strategic play. It also could be called very indecisive play, to where you don't know what you're doing. So you have to go here. You messed up here, so you better go to this alliance. Or you messed up in this alliance. It's just you're flip-flopping like a fish. And I don't really like that type of play. That's how he plays. But he is extremely overrated. If you're telling me that he is going to be on a legend season, that's extremely overrated. So that's why Rob C has made my top 2. And the moment you've all been waiting for. Number one overrated player in the history of the game is Sandra Diaz-Twine. She won twice, right? The reason I played with her, okay? I played with her. I know how she plays. I know how it feels. I know what she does. She gives up easy. One time Jeff had a thing. We was holding our arms in the air. It's the Challenge Poverty one. And Jeff comes out and says, who here would quit for $50,000 in 2 movie tickets? She raises her hand. Now, they're playing Edge of Extinction right now. She's the type of player that would walk off. If she gets voted out, and on Edge of Extinction, you get a choice, right? She's the type of player, and we talked about this. That's why I'm bringing it up. We talked about this on Johnny's FAIRPLAY podcast. She's the type of person that would leave. She would quit. You can call it quitting, or you can call it giving up. It's like, some people are like, oh, it may not be quitting. I don't know if she does that. I don't know if that happens, but it would happen with someone with her style, her personality. She gives up easily. Now, there are people in that game that quits the game, and there's people that quits physically and walks out the door, and people that quits mentally. She quits mentally when she plays. She just wants to, I don't want to do anything strategic. I just want to do whatever anybody else wants. I'll just do that. Follow along. And then she got lucky and won twice in a row. It's crazy. I brought her to the end of Heroes versus Villains because she was such a bad player. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Now, my decision bringing Parvati, she was the only one left, her and Jerry. I knew Jerry would win. So I had to choose Parvati. So I bring Sandra and Parvati, right? She beats me because of, in my opinion, because of a bitter jury. It's not because of her strategic play. Her strategic play was to get rid of Russell Hantz the entire game. Did that work out for her? No. Her physical play, how'd that work out for her? I said she couldn't even walk without talk and walk at the same time. She falls on her face. She may be one of the worst physical players to ever play the game. In her social game, she says herself, she's Sassy Sandra. So she's sassy to everybody. That's her social game. That's the three aspects that you have to vote for. She's bad in all of them. She is by far the #1 worst player to win the game. So it gives her a spot at my #1 spot here. She likes to win things. She won this one. She's the most overrated player to ever play the game. Now, guys, like down below, subscribe. I like to keep doing this kind of thing. If you keep watching, I'll keep doing it. If people stop watching, then there's no need for me to really do it, right? So please like it, subscribe it, comment below on whatever you need me to do or want me to do, top 5, top 10, and I'll do it. So comment below, talk to me, I'll talk back to you, subscribe, like, and y'all have a good day. Keep hope alive.